Well, as we start this month of December, this month, it seems, of Christmas, I've selected for my theme the idea of the holiday light. I love the lights at Christmas. Do you like the lights at Christmas? Whether it's lights inside people's homes on their trees or lights outside on houses or beautiful candlelight. I love light, and it just evokes for me this beautiful feeling of Christmas. And I've made an acronym on the word light, and that is living in God's highest truth. So I hope you'll hold on to that, not just today, but for each of the Sundays in December as we explore this theme of the light and living inside God's highest truth. When we do, we express more of the divine light that is within us. This morning specifically, we're going to take a look at the Christ light. But I want to begin by talking a little bit about Christmas itself. You know, I've noticed inside of me over the years an evolution in the way that I experience Christmas and in the way that I look at Christmas. When I was much younger, still an adult, but much younger, Christmas was all love and joy and light and positiveness. But as I've gotten older, I've experienced that Christmas can also be very complex. That it isn't always the way it's described in those most beautiful Hallmark greeting cards. And the reason sometimes it's not is stuff happens, right? Disappointments happen, challenges happen, changes in life that might be difficult, unplanned, unexpected, and what we might label as negative happen. It is my hope, though, that we will be able to dig into the true spiritual nature of Christmas, that it might help us to live within God's highest truth, and that we might awaken to who and what we are and who and what this season truly holds for each of us. So I want to share with you just 3 core ideas that I think Jesus embodied and demonstrated in such a way that it allowed him to be what we call the Christ. And if we were to take on some of these same practices and ideas, we too would find our own Christ nature, our own divine nature, rising, strengthening, broadening, deepening, and expanding. First, he knew his true nature. He absolutely knew his oneness with God. He knew his true nature. He knew his oneness with God. One of the lines in the song that Janet just sang reminded us of the idea that we are not, the true of us, the deep of us, is not the result of our past mistakes, right? It's not all that stuff we've picked up and learned along the way. It is the truth of us. Our true nature is our divine nature. He said, I and the Father are one. I and the Father, I and God are one. He said, whoever has seen me has seen the Father. Can we live our lives in such a way that we can say, whoever has seen me has seen some of God? When you're driving down the freeway and somebody cuts you off, can you say in that moment, whoever looks at me as I'm driving my car sees God? If not, then welcome to the human family. We've got work to do together. He knew his true nature. He knew his oneness. But then this doctrine of the church within the first 300 years sprang up around him, the post-Easter Jesus. And this doctrine said, no, he is the only begotten Son of God. If you think about it, in a way that lets us off the hook, right? In a way, it puts him so far removed. And yet that's not the pre-Easter Jesus at all. For you see, it's important that we remember, while he knew his true nature, his oneness with God, he never claimed anything for or about himself that he did not also claim was true for everyone else. What that does is it brings him to us as a mystic, as a teacher, as a way shower, as somebody that can help us step into living in God's highest truth. I like these words from Bishop John Shelby Spong. Christianity is not about the divine becoming human so much as it is about the human becoming divine. That is a paradigm shift of the first order. Would you not agree? It sure is. So secondly, you've already heard me use this word to describe him before, but secondly, he was on a mystic's journey, a journey to help us each into this same realization of who and what we are. Again, from Bishop Spong, Jesus represents the possibilities of a new dimension of existence that transcends all the boundaries that restrict us from opening ourselves to God and allowing this source of love to flow through us.